supercharged idea before City Council. What could cost EV drivers in the coming months? Summer support through art, a program helping youth one colorful creation at a time. And what put a Saskatoon dance troupe on the map?
This is CTV News with Chantel Saunders.
Good evening. The city won't be picking up the tab to recharge electric vehicles at two of its facilities. It follows concerns over the way public money is being used. Keenan Sorokon has more on the changes.
City councillors are looking to end a pilot program that allows electric vehicles to charge for free at the Lawson and Lakewood civic centers.
I don't think taxpayers should be subsidizing costs on people who choose to buy a Tesla, and that's their choice. But at the same time, that dealer who's dealing with that customer is making the profit off that vehicle.
The new charge-to-charge fee goes above and beyond what city administration recommended. Given 5 different options, councillors on the Environment Committee opted to fully recover its annual costs and charge $5.35 for every hour of charging instead of $2 or $3 an hour. The 2-year pilot began in May 2023. Administration says there was consistent growth, but complaints from non-EV users centered around fairness and use of public funds to cover costs for drivers who are often seen as more financially stable and not in need of subsidized services.
We completed the pilot, and now I think it's time to take the training wheels off and let it grow.
The number of EVs in Saskatoon has been growing. There were 524 EVs registered last year compared to 18 in 2017. Rather than extend the program to the end of the year, the committee showed an urgency to charge usage as soon as possible.
I'd say average SUV for charging at $5 an hour is $40. If I'm filling up an SUV with gas, it's probably 60 to 70.
If approved by council, those changes would take effect 1 or 2 months later. Keenan Sorokon, CTV News, Saskatoon.
The city is looking at changes to deter people from tampering with parking boots. Parking boots are a device used to immobilize a vehicle if the owner has unpaid parking tickets. Today, a city committee gave the green light to amend the impounding bylaw so that if a boot is removed from a vehicle, it would be presumed that the registered vehicle owner was responsible unless they can prove otherwise. City administrators feel it's logical to assume that since they stand to gain the most from tampering with the device. A report from administration shows since 2020, there have been 13 incidents of boot tampering with 2 people held accountable. The city was unable to prosecute the other 11 cases, resulting in more than $4,600 in lost fines and 4 damaged boots. It's hoped the proposed amendment would allow the city to recover the cost of each boot, which is about $1,000.
So you're just charging the owner, and it's simple, it's more efficient, it's easier, and it's better for the city. And we're trying to simplify a lot of our bylaws and our processes here.
The recommendations will now go before City Council for final approval. The next City Council meeting is slated for August 27th. The community of Esterhazy in eastern Saskatchewan had an unsettling experience Friday night. Residents experienced a small tremor, but as Sierra D'Souza Butts reports, it was enough for them to notice.
Around 8:30 p.m. Friday night, reports started coming in on the eastern side of the province from people saying they felt the ground shake.
They all indicated very mild shaking, so people were aware of it, but this would be too small to be damaging.
About 5 kilometers northeast of the town of Esterhazy, Natural Resources Canada received 10 reports on their Did You Feel It page for tracking seismic activity.
Based on where it occurred and our past knowledge of that region, we think that it was probably related to mining activity and not a natural earthquake, but we don't have that 100% confirmed at this point.
According to the official Earthquakes Canada report, the event registered at magnitude 3.3, considered to be fairly small but large enough that people nearby would feel it. With Mosaic operating its K1 potash mine northeast of Esterhazy, the mayor told CTV News the town is proud to be home to one of the world's richest potash deposits, and with that comes occasional ground movement, adding the area has experienced similar tremors in the past, but there is no indication at this time that there is any cause for concern. Following the tremor event, Mosaic says safety checks and inspections found nothing of note.
Mosaic completed all of our regular safety checks and inspections and found no notable findings. We continue to operate as usual, and the all clear was provided at about 10:30 p.m.
Jones added the K1 mine goes about 1 kilometer underground, and because of its geological makeup, seismic activity is common.
We've really seen no significant structural impact. For that to occur, we'd have to reach into maybe a 6.0 magnitude. The act of mining itself does not cause major seismic events, but mining-induced seismic activity can be caused due to salt removal or injection activities in the area.
Natural Resources Canada says a similar event happened in the same region back in May, which was determined as mine-related. As for this recent event, experts continue to investigate its exact cause. Sierra D'Souza Butts, CTV News, Regina.
Well, Jeff, no quakes or tremors here, but we did get some rain earlier today.
We got some rain earlier today, and I know that we can anticipate more rain in the forecast, in the immediate forecast. As you can certainly see definitely some inclement weather making its way, a low-pressure center marching northward, and so certainly some other parts of the province have been dealing with a bit more in the way of the potential for thunderstorms and severe weather. Right now, heat warnings in effect up around Pelican Narrows, Buffalo Narrows, or the Cumberland House, and then they also have areas that are dealing with a severe thunderstorm watch. We've got watch boxes that extend right down to the international border into parts of Manitoba. So we'll talk a little bit more about that later on.
A 34-year-old woman struck by a vehicle in Prince Albert over the weekend has died. The Prince Albert Police Service says one of its members witnessed 2 pedestrians being struck in the 1400 block of 2nd Avenue West just after 10 o'clock Friday night. When the officer got close, he saw the woman and a 54-year-old man on the road with serious injuries. The vehicle that hit the pair left the scene. Police then released a surveillance photo of the vehicle, hoping to find it. When they did, no one was inside. No arrests have been made. The 54-year-old man remains in hospital in stable condition. A 29-year-old man is facing charges in connection to an incident near Kinsman Park. Police say they were called just before 11 o'clock yesterday morning, where a naked person was committing indecent acts in front of members of the public. Police found him on the riverbank and took him into custody. It's believed he was under the influence at the time. A drug trafficking investigation in Martensville and North Battleford have led to arrests and charges. Here's a look at what was seized as a result of the investigation. RCMP executed 2 search warrants last week, one in Martensville, the other in North Battleford. Guns, replica guns, and drugs were all taken into evidence. A 32-year-old Martensville man and a 34-year-old man from North Battleford face multiple charges, including possession for the purpose of trafficking. A Calgary man has been arrested in Saskatoon, accused of drug trafficking in both cities. In May, Calgary police say a man pointed a gun at someone while filling up with gas at an Esso station. Police say they were already investigating the suspect for trafficking and violating court-ordered release conditions. In June, Saskatoon police say they saw the same man dealing drugs and later arrested him. They seized cocaine, cash, and cell phones. He is now facing charges, including assault with a weapon. The Saskatoon Berries have enjoyed an impressive regular season that will go down in the history books. Hallie Mandrick has more on the record-setting team.
Rell hammers this one to left field, and it is over and out. Home run, grand slam. Berries win. The record is theirs.
The Saskatoon Berries are going into playoffs after a record-breaking season.
It was almost like a monkey off the shoulders. We tied in, then lost a couple games. It was like, ooh, we need to go get this win. And then, when we did it, it was kind of a relief, and then just focus on playoffs now instead of the regular season.
Sunday's game saw the team break the record for the most wins in a regular season, thanks to Mason Roll's grand slam walk-off against the Medicine Hat Mavericks in the bottom of the 10th inning.
It was a little bit of a struggle leading up to it. Lost 2 games, and that one was getting close, coming down to the wire. But, last inning there kind of gave me the opportunity to walk it off, and took that opportunity and broke a record. And that was kind of one of our goals, too, so it was nice crossing that off the list.
The Berries' impressive season is certainly not lost on the other teams in the league. Saskatoon's first playoff game will have the Berries facing off against the Moose Jaw Miller Express.
We respect the Berries more than anything in the world with the record they just put up and with the coaching staff they have and the players they have. They're a great team, but we're going to give them all they got. And like you said, the playoffs are a time to reset, and it's best 2 out of 3, and it can go either way.
While the Berries have only been in the league for 2 years, the fan base has been a huge lift for the team.
We love playing at home. We played really well at home this year, and that's just, we come here and every night, 2,000 people out here, and it's really loud, and it makes for a fun environment when you play every day. And the summer gets a little long, but it makes it feel a little easier when you have all these people out here and it's loud.
The WCBL playoffs begin on Wednesday night when the Berries host the Miller Express. Hallie Mandrick, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Kids got their hands dirty today in downtown Saskatoon painting a mural. As CTV's Laura Woodward reports, it's part of a summer camp that breaks down financial barriers to creativity.
7-year-old Francisco is making a hook inspired by Maui, the shape-shifting character from Moana.
A Maui hook.
Francisco painted the hook at an art camp downtown Saskatoon.
I love art because of your imagination.
2, 3, Art duo Andy Palinchuk and Derek Sandbeck are leading the camp.
Our art practice is focused on play. So we bring a lot of that to these workshops, is that we want the kids to play and explore art in a pretty unstructured way.
What did you draw?
A kitty.
This first week, we're working on a big mural together, and then we're actually going to put it in our window gallery for a couple weeks.
Throughout the month of August, kids will get hands-on with sculpting, stamping, weaving, and even raft building.
A big part of this program is that it is free.
Inspired by Art City in Winnipeg, the Saskatoon programming is all about giving kids a chance to create without cost getting in the way.
Because there's kids and families that can't afford camps in the summer. So our goal is that this is a free camp. Your kids get lunch. Everything's provided.
The camp is capped at 20 kids per day, with half the spots reserved for drop-ins. Laura Woodward, CTV News, Saskatoon.
A Ukrainian dance troupe from Saskatoon just returned from the tour of a lifetime in Italy, where they proudly shared their culture with groups and audiences from around the world, keeping in mind the struggles Ukraine is currently facing. Our Carla Shinkarek was there and has that story.
Saskatoon's Yevshan Folk Ballet Ensemble treated crowds in Italy to their talents recently. Given that Ukrainian dance has become a global symbol of unity and resilience in light of the war in Ukraine, this tour held a lot of significance.
It's a great opportunity to represent Ukraine and Canada and just dance for everybody who might not be able to right now.
The Yevshan director is originally from Ukraine, as are some of the dancers.
Culture is really important to us, to keeping up, and I'm really proud of my group came to Italy and present Ukrainian culture far from the Ukrainian land.
The tour lasted 2 weeks, but left a lifetime of memories for the 35 dancers.
It has been such a privilege to share the stage with my family and also my dance family, and being here in Italy, just, sharing that Ukrainian culture.
Yevshan is marking a 65th anniversary, and this dancer has been with the group for 12 of those years.
There's so many different cultures performing. It really makes us feel like we are a part of something bigger than just Canada and Saskatoon and what we do at home.
There was a parade of nations. Some of the other countries represented: Poland, Germany, and Hungary. The audience seemingly aware of the significance of Ukraine's current struggle for freedom. The crowds were wowed by their skill on stage, and that meant many photo requests afterwards.
We really enjoy connecting with our audiences and getting to know and pictures and make connections, and that's how we work as Yevshan, and we're really proud to be doing it out here.
So when they're back in Saskatoon, this group undoubtedly will be sharing their experiences as ambassadors for not only Ukrainian culture and dance, but for the province of Saskatchewan and Canada. Carla Shinkarek, CTV News, Montecatini, Italy.
Prince Albert Minor Football has seen surprisingly low registration for the Pee Wee and Bantam River Riders, with not enough players signed up for the team to take to the field. Jasmine Pelche reports on how the organization is coping.
But, I mean, obviously.
Prince Albert minor football president Taras Kachkowski is trying to drum up interest in the sport.
It's much more about the life skills that you learn, not just the game itself. You know, it's the value of learning how to be a good teammate and, you know, and good discipline and, you know, goal setting.
The Pee Wee and Bantam Prince Albert River Riders haven't seen enough players register in order to form teams for the upcoming season, even though the organization has seen a lot of success in recent years, with the Bantam River Riders winning the Kinsman Football League Championship in 2022.
The Carleton High School was undefeated provincial champions, and half of that team was our former Bantam team, which was also undefeated league champions when they were Bantams.
Kachkowski says he's not sure why interest from kids grades 6 through 9 is so low, and that the Younger Adam program isn't having the same issues. In order to attract more interest, minor football is taking $75 off the early registration fee. The organization also lends equipment free of charge. Families are hoping that registration picks up.
We're not a hockey family, we are a football family. And so without football, then my boys have lost their activity.
I like the contact and like being able to make friends out of town that you wouldn't normally.
On Tuesday afternoon, each team was still about 10 kids away from having enough players to take the field. But Kachkowski remains optimistic that enough will register. Equipment fitting and registration payments are August 17th, and the first practice of the season remains scheduled for the 18th. Jasmine Pelche, CTV News, Prince Albert.
The heat didn't keep fairgoers away from the Saskatoon Ex this weekend. Just over 38,200 people passed through the gates at Prairieland Park yesterday to take in the fun. This year's Ex is 2 days longer than previous years, and several new rides have been added. That's thanks to the North American Midway bumping Saskatoon to the same rotation as larger centres such as Calgary and Edmonton.
In the past, we were kind of a B-circuit city. They've recognized Saskatoon as a city of growth opportunity, and so they've rerouted their entire tour so that we get their A game so that we can grow with them over the next few years.
Those who stay later in the evening also have an opportunity to catch Saskatoon's first ever drone show, which is on each night at 11. Still to come, why there's turbulence at Air Canada. Also, Ottawa offers to help Softwood lumber sector. You're watching CTV News live from downtown Saskatoon. Thanks for staying with us. Uncertainty over the future of $10 a day childcare in Saskatchewan is having a ripple effect on other sectors of the economy. The current federal-provincial agreement is set to expire next March. As Wayne Mantika tells us, a Saskatchewan manufacturer of daycare furniture says business is evaporating because of the uncertainty.
This small-town Saskatchewan manufacturer supplies furnishings to childcare centers.
With things like shelving, lockers, anything that schools want made out of wood, and they want to be able to purchase it locally, and we love filling that gap.
Business has declined 80% as daycares face uncertainty over future government funding.
So really what should have been a banner year just nosedived over about the last 2 months. We've had several large contracts just evaporate. And what we're hearing again and again is we don't know if we're going to have funds, we don't know if we're going to have funds, we don't know if we're going to have funds.
Saskatchewan and Alberta are the only provinces that have yet to renew a federal funding agreement that provides $10 a day childcare. The current agreement expires next March. The NDP opposition is calling for assurances.
And there's lots of things they can do here at home while they're waiting to get all the details signed, if that's what they're working on. And I will take their word for it that they are. So the things you can work on here at home is emergency funding for those child care centres who are on the verge of closing because they've had to use up all their reserves.
In a written statement, the province said, the government of Saskatchewan has been clear in our commitment to signing an extension to the current agreement. We continue to work toward achieving the best result for Saskatchewan. The provincial government says it is trying to reach an agreement that will further benefit parents and childcare providers. That assurance may not be enough for a childcare sector that is now closely monitoring its spending as a precaution. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Cupar.
As a trade deal with the U.S. remains in limbo, Prime Minister Mark Carney unveiled new measures today to help the softwood lumber sector. CTV's Rachel Aiello has the details of Mark Carney's message for the industry.
Unveiling new measures to snap the Canadian softwood sector's U.S. market dependence, today Prime Minister Mark Carney promised new loan guarantees and grants to help keep lumber companies afloat, accelerate product development, diversify markets, and fund retraining efforts.
We cannot count or fully rely on what has been our most valued trading relationship for our prosperity.
The move comes after the U.S. raised duties last month, prompting calls to make resolving the dispute a priority in the broader trade talks. Talks that Carney said today are continuing, despite U.S. President Donald Trump's tariff escalation last week.
I haven't spoken to the president in recent days. We'll speak when it makes sense.
Mark Carney has to deliver.
While polls show Canadians appear willing to give Carney more time, pressure is increasing as they watch Trump make deals with other countries.
Canadians are increasingly worried about Trump and the state of the trade negotiations. Concern on that front has been increasing over the last number of weeks.
Today, as both countries work towards a new North American trade pact, two of Carney's top ministers are in Mexico, talking to officials about how they secured a 90-day pause on higher tariffs.
Perhaps we can also learn something from their approach. They took a much more measured and perhaps low-key approach, and it seemed to work for them.
All of this coming the same day that new federal data shows Canada's merchandise trade deficit has widened to the second highest on record since April's historic dip. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Ottawa.
Air Canada flight attendants have voted 99.7% in favor of a strike if necessary. This was the final day for more than 10,000 unionized flight attendants to vote on a strike mandate. They were deciding on whether to give their union the power to call a strike if contract talks with the airline are not successful. Negotiations began at the start of the year. If no collective agreement is reached, the Canadian Union of Public Employees says it could give a 72-hour strike notice as early as August 16th. But bargaining is expected to resume at the end of this week. Enough time for flight attendants have now vowed in favor of a strike. Flight attendants in Canada and the U.S. are asking for higher wages and compensation for all their time worked. Israeli media reports say the country's prime minister is pressing for the full occupation of the Gaza Strip despite opposition from within the Israeli Defense Forces. Several ministers say Benjamin Netanyahu used the term occupation during private conversations as he tried to rally support for the move. Senior officials were quoted as saying that military operations would even take place in areas where Israeli hostages are believed to be held. The IDF's chief reportedly disagrees with the plan, and a cabinet vote on the idea was reportedly postponed. The United Nations called the reports deeply alarming if true. The UN said the move would risk catastrophic consequences as well as further endanger the lives of the hostages. A new video reveals the dangers of when an airdrop package lands in Gaza as people scramble for aid. The footage shows hundreds of Palestinians rushing to collect whatever they can. Fighting often breaks out around the packages of aid. One piece of video shows two men wrestling over a package, one holding a knife. UN aid agencies have called the airdrops a last resort and are calling on Israel to allow more access to people in need inside of Gaza.
So you're out for a stroll one night, you come upon a car accident, inside of which a very injured driver and a duffel bag filled with cash. What do? Do you hang around, help the driver, or do you take the money? That's what I did. I figured 911, I can call them, they'll come help the driver. I don't need to stay here. And I do need the money, don't we all? Just the one small lie, what's the worst that's gonna happen here? That's what my story's about. One Small Lie. Doing it all Saskatoon Fringe at the Broadway Theatre. Come check it out. And now for the real question. What's the weather going to be like?
Well, the next performance of One Small Lie isn't until Thursday, so let's take a look and see what the weather is going to be like on Thursday. And Martin, we can tell you the good news is, there we go. It's going to be actually a pretty nice day. Cloudy conditions, 26 degrees, but it'll be lovely inside the Broadway Theatre. So by showtime at 7:30, temperatures will be around low 20s, around 20 degrees thereabouts. Cloudy skies, as I mentioned. 25thstreettheatre.org to get more information on this and other shows going on during the Fringe. Let's take a look at our numbers. Starting off with our current temperatures, 20 degrees right now in Saskatoon. Some showers in the Prince Albert area where it's 19, not much in the way of a wind there. We've got ourselves partly cloudy skies in the Battlefords, 21 degrees. Again, fairly light winds in the the Battlefords region as it is in Prince Albert area. Just slightly breezier in Saskatoon. 21 for a high today in Saskatoon, 5 degrees below the seasonal average. 38, the smoking hot temperatures from 1961. That temperature record still stands. The record cold temperature from 2009, 3 degrees, and the sun is going to go down at 8:50.
Coming up, celebrating part of our heritage. What had train enthusiasts all aboard over the long weekend?
All right, welcome back. Taking a look at our cloudy sky right now in Saskatoon. The potential for some rain is certainly there, but we had some rain this morning, but we understand that other parts of the province have gotten a lot more in the way of rain. East Central Saskatchewan in particular, we had reports from Wynyard, 2 inches of rain. So, you know, that's a lot to deal with in an afternoon, and it was a fairly rainy day there. But we'll take a look at our satellite and radar shot and show you what we're talking about. You can see all this active weather here moving up along in towards the eastern side of the province. Not to say the west is out of the was completely without precipitation, but certainly eastern areas of the province had more of the active weather. We'll talk about the future cast in just a bit here. 20 degrees in Saskatoon, 19 in Prince Albert, and 21 in the Battleford. Some showers in the Prince Albert area. The hot spot in the province, that was Sandy Bay, 29 degrees. Loon Lake, the cold spot at 8. Around the province we go. Currently, it is 23 degrees in Lloydminster, 18 in Swift Current and Yorkton, 21 in Regina, 24 in Estevan. In central parts of the province, temperatures range from 15 degrees in Waskesiu up to 24 in Meadow Lake. It's 22 in Kindersley and 20 in Hudson Bay, 21 in Nipawin. Up north, hot conditions there. Stony Rapids at 27, 25 in Collins Bay and South End, 27 as well in Sandy Bay, Island Falls, and Buffalo Narrows, 18 in La Ronge. Down south, 18 in East End, but 25 in Carlisle, 18 in Melville, and 23 in Leader. And as you can see, some temperatures in the high teens, low 20s for the most part in that part of our province. Let's take a look at the future cast. Well, this is what I'm talking about. Still a lot of active weather expected along the eastern border areas of Saskatchewan as we make our way into the next 12 hours, and then into tomorrow afternoon. It mostly moves into Manitoba. But there is a secondary system you can see bubbling up in Alberta, and that is also going to play a part in our weather in the coming days. We do still have heat warnings in effect for areas up around Cumberland House, Pelican Narrows, and then in severe thunderstorm watch boxes that extend from that area all the way down to the international border and into parts of Manitoba. So the potential, it's not an imminent danger, but potential for those severe thunderstorms is certainly there. Temperatures in the 20s for northern Saskatchewan, 23 for La Ronge, 26 for Buffalo Narrows and Key Lake. A mix of sky conditions. Mainly cloudy conditions prevail with temperatures of around 26 or 27 for west central parts of the province. And the southwest, well, temperatures a little warmer there. 29 for Maple Creek, 28 in Leader, 26 in Outlook, but 27 in Swift Current. Chance of some showers, about a 60% chance of showers for Yorkton tomorrow with a high of 23. Warmer than that, though, when you don't have the rain. So 27 in Regina and Moose Jaw, 28 for Estevan. And temperatures in and around that 24-degree mark for the most part for east central Saskatchewan. Hudson Bay a little cooler. Hudson Bay along with some potential showers, as is the case for Melfort, Watrous, and Humboldt. Hudson Bay has the risk of a thunderstorm as well. For the Battlefords, dropping down to 13 tonight. Showers, thunderstorm activity expected. Mainly cloudy skies on Wednesday and a high of 25 on Thursday. Some unsettled conditions for Friday and Saturday. Sunday 23, and then bouncing back to close to seasonal values on Monday and Tuesday of next week. Prince Albert overnight 15 degrees, showers and thunderstorms tomorrow, up to 20 millimeters of rain when all is said and done. A high of 25 as well on Thursday with mainly cloudy cloudy skies and then some unsettled conditions on Friday and Saturday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, mainly cloudy skies with basically temperatures around 23 degrees, so just below seasonal. And for Saskatoon, 14 degrees overnight, 5 to 10 millimeters of rain, maybe some lingering showers in the morning. Tomorrow, southeast 10 is the wind speed and direction, 26 for a high. On Thursday, not too bad, 25 degrees, but then unsettled conditions with a chance of thunderstorms on Friday and Saturday. Sunday, mainly cloudy and 23, and then closer to seasonal values on Monday and Tuesday.
Any calls?
No.
Messages?
Nope.
Mail?
None.
Okay. How about lunch?
No lunch either.
Dinner?
Busy.
Okay. How about later at my place?
You're married, Herb.
Lonnie Anderson, who became famous for her work in the beloved TV series WKRP in Cincinnati, has died. Anderson's publicist said Anderson passed away at Los Angeles Hospital after battling a prolonged illness. She earned 2 Emmy Award and 3 Golden Globe nominations for her role as the savvy receptionist on 4 seasons of that sitcom. Anderson went on to appear in dozens of movies, including 1983's Stroker Ace, where she met and later married Burt Reynolds, who she would later divorce in the mid-90s.
Maybe only the worst ones here.
Well, looks like dinosaurs aren't going anywhere soon. Jurassic Park Rebirth is still roaring at the box office. The film surpassed the $750 million milestone over the weekend. The movie is now the 3rd release this year to inch towards the $1 billion mark. Other high earners include Lilo and Stitch, which has officially crossed the big B threshold. The Minecraft movie came close with $955 million earned. There's a guy who's been in this studio many times. The Juno Awards are adding a dash of Latin flavor to next year's festivities. Organizers plan to introduce Latin Music Recording of the Year at the 2026 show. The new category will recognize Canadian musicians across all Latin American languages and genres who have released music in the eligible year. It's the latest move by the Junos to diversify how it recognizes Canadian creators and the evolving national music scene.
All right, Jeff, today's picks of the day brought to you by the letter S.
That's right. We're going to start off with a couple of sky pictures. And let's start off with this one. This one comes to us from Diane Fear. She's one of our regular contributors, but I don't know if we had a picture from her for a while. This is the view from Highway 312 near Rostern. That's a lovely shot there. And then a little bit more foreboding shot here. This comes from us from Mary. Just south of Leoville, the lighter blue in the top right-hand corner, hoping we would get some rain out of it. This was on Monday, so I guess yesterday at 5 o'clock. Yes, a rather ominous-looking cloud there. So thank you, Mary, for that picture. And then the other S, squirrel. And hello, CTV Evening News. We live at Prince, Saskatchewan, and I wanted to share a picture of one of our peanut thieves. He even looks guilty. Yes, but a cute kind of guilty. And thanks to Marilyn for sharing that picture of Mr. Squirrel with his peanut. There you go. So if you'd like to share an image with us, you can do so by sending it to CFQC News at ctv.ca. Please put pick of the day in the subject line.
Still to come on CTV News, a track to the past, how a love for locomotives went off the rails over the weekend. Saskatchewan's largest locomotive museum celebrated one of its favorite days over the long weekend. Hallie Madrick checked it out.
Railway Heritage Day rolled into the Saskatchewan Railway Museum on Monday.
We have everything from a caboose that's being towed up and down the line inside our museum to a little speeder that's giving people rides and a little steam engine.
Those at the museum are happy to share their love of locomotives with the public. Keith Flory has spent more than 2 decades building a small steam engine for visitors of all ages to take for a spin.
Is when I first built it, I had no idea it was actually going to operate. I mean, you always think it's, it's kind of a trial and error thing. And we do have issues with the brakes sometimes, the water feed pumps and whatever. But as far as the actual engine, it's been running flawlessly we've had it running probably 6-7 years now.
The hands-on aspect of exploring the museum is a particular favorite for many visitors.
Looking at trains.
Yeah, and what do you like about trains?
Going inside them. Going in the trains.
Going in the trains, and why was that so fun?
Because one train I got to color in.
According to the museum team, they look forward to this day each year thanks to the enthusiastic audience that comes out to appreciate the different locomotives.
It's just kind of a fun place to be, and that's kind of what we're aiming for. A lot of our visitors are either seniors who grew up around the railway, or they're kids under the age of 6 or 7, and they just like to climb on trains and have fun.
Raffo says, at the end of the day, he's just happy to see people appreciating this part of Saskatchewan's history.
With those two demographics, we're trying to appeal to both of them and have fun things to do, but a little bit of history as well.
Hallie Mandrick, CTV News, Saskatoon.
When we come back, fulfilling treaty promises, how Ottawa makes amends, and later what the Fringe Festival goers can expect.
All right, welcome back. Let's take a look at the forecast for tomorrow. And as you can see, we've got ourselves some, towards the western side of the province. Mainly cloudy skies, but then we get into a little bit of rain. Temperatures, too, they range a little bit, but still in the 20s for most locations. 27 for Meadow Lake and Lloydminster, 26 for Kindersley and Outlook and Spiritwood. Then it cools off a little bit because of why? Because of the rain. Watrous, 25, 23 in Melfort, Wynyard, 22 and 21 in Hudson Bay. We mentioned earlier, Hudson Bay could see some thunderstorm activity. Kenora, a chance of some showers, but otherwise, southern Saskatchewan, at least on this part of our map, doesn't look like there's going to be much in the way of rain at all. Mainly sunny skies for Maple Creek, East End, Rockland, and Coronach. Sunshine and temperatures in the mid to high 20s. So a fairly warm day shaping up in southern Saskatchewan. So what about Asquith? Well, I'll tell you about Asquith. 26 degrees tomorrow, partly cloudy skies, winds out of the northwest at 10, so not particularly windy at all. So a fairly pleasant day setting up in Asquith for Wednesday. And Asquith is where internet plans of up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel.
Greetings, everyone. When Treaty 4 was signed in 1874, the federal government was obligated to provide agriculture benefits to signing nations. But those conditions were never filled until now. More and more nations throughout Saskatchewan are settling up with Ottawa on these promises, the latest of them being Muscopheating First Nation. Brittany Poitras has the story.
A historic meeting took place on Muscopheating First Nation, where community and leadership welcomed the federal minister Rebecca Alty for the nation's agricultural benefits claim signing ceremony.
Not a lot of ministers come to the nations. It's always we meet them on their turf, but she took the opportunity to want to come to Muscopheating.
Alty began her new role as Minister of Crown Indigenous Relations 2 months ago, and Muscopheating was her first stop. The discussion surrounded the terms of Treaty 4, mainly the Agricultural Benefits Clause. This agreement between our two nations recognizes Canada's failure to fulfill its Treaty 4 obligations to provide agriculture benefits, including farming tools, crops, seeds, and livestock. Both Chief Tavita and Minister Alty agree that the federal government has not held up their end of the agreement until now.
It was one of our obligations under treaty, and so it's important that we're fulfilling it. It is 150 years late, but that's where it's important to come today and to meet with Chief and Council. It makes me feel good that Canada is accepting that wrongdoing, and Canada is trying to make things right in the way that they can.
The minister says that although settlements were reached, the treaty right to farming equipment and livestock is still applicable.
It was one of the commitments under the treaty, and so making sure that we're implementing it now.
Tavita says the $98.9 million settlement can pave the way for many different developments, including initiatives to make on-reserve housing more accessible.
And this money will certainly help us with new homes, retrofits, or renovations. So we're excited about this. It's going to put Muscopheating in a good position.
While today marks a first for Minister Alty, it also marks a new beginning for the Muscopheating First Nation. For Indigenous Circle, I'm Brittany
If
Poitras.
you you have a story you would like to see in this segment, here's how to reach us. You can contact me by email, and you can also watch past episodes and segments of Indigenous Circle on our CTV Regina and CTV Saskatoon websites.
Indigenous Circle, brought to you in part by Saskatchewan Indigenous Enterprise Foundation, growing the First Nation entrepreneurial spirit.
The provincial government's expansion of presumptive cancer coverage for Saskatchewan's wildland firefighters is now in effect. As of August 1st, the province has made adjustments to the Workers' Compensation Act, which now includes presumptive coverage for 22 types of cancer. It's based on legislation brought forward last year and builds on existing coverage for other firefighters. Another change assures chiropractors, doctors, psychiatrists, and other licensed practices are also covered. Turning to local gas prices now, the average price in Saskatoon is currently just under $1.30 a litre. The lowest price in town, $1.24.9. On Saskatchewan markets, Cameco finished the day at $102.78. And Nutrien was up 65 cents. Coming up, the Fringe, what's in store for festival goers. And Child's Play celebrated in Saskatoon.
Hey there, Derek Chesney here at the Saskatoon Crime Stoppers. This week on Crime Stoppers Unmasked, we're asking for your help to identify those responsible for brutal assault and robbery on the city's west side. At around 4 a.m. on June 24th, 2025, a man was violently attacked near 18th Street West and Avenue J South. He was thrown to the ground, had his head stomped on, and was bear sprayed while unconscious. The suspects then robbed him of his red BAPE sweater, cell phone, and t-shirt. Even more disturbing, one of the assailants recorded the attack and posted it to Facebook. The victim was rushed to hospital by a family member who saw the video. He arrived in serious condition. At least 2 suspects were involved. One was seen wearing blue jeans, a black jacket with a white hood. The other remained off camera, but was believed to be filming and was the one responsible for spraying the victim. If you have any information about this violent crime or any other crime, please give us a call at 1-800-222-8477 or leave a tip online at SaskatoonCrimeStoppers.com. Photos and video of these suspects are on our Instagram and homepage. We pay cash rewards of up to $2,000 for tips that lead to an arrest. We don't want your name, we just want your help. Saskatoon Crime Stoppers. Do your part to stop crime in our community.
Select Hair Services brought to you by Sage, the beauty bar.
Well, the Fringe Festival has returned for another year. Music, food, and fun filled the Broadway area over the weekend. Presented by 25th Street Theatre, the Fringe Festival is an opportunity to showcase various local artists. The event has been running for more than 35 years in Saskatoon, and those involved say it's thanks to a lot of community support.
People love to support art that means something to them, and the Fringe Festival is where you see the weird and wonderful, and where you see the shows that you're not going to see on a main stage in Broadway, the shows that you're not even going to see on the main stages here in Saskatoon.
The festival runs through Saturday with programming scheduled each day in several locations throughout the city.
And go in and see a play. There's plays from all over the place, from, from the U.S., from Canada, all over.
Lots of options. All right, Nutrien Playland is celebrating a decade today. A birthday bash was held for the park today with throwback pricing for the rides, birthday-themed activities, and entertainment. The park, which features a 19-meter Ferris wheel, a carousel, train, as well as free play area with climbing structures and a water spray area, opened August 5th, 2015. Hard to believe it's been 10 years.
Been 10 years. Hey, just before we go, I want to say thank you to the Duke Boar Society. They dropped off some Duke Boar bread, a couple of bags like this. This bag has almost nothing left, and it's almost empty because that bread went fast.
Yeah, so, thanks for sharing, guys.
Hey, it was there. Don't give us that. Don't give us that.
You can make it up.
Make up for what? I didn't do anything wrong.
Thank you. Thanks for watching.